Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yahlial in this incarnation. There's times in our lives when we are experiencing challenges, and maybe we could have two paths. In one path, it's like the long road, and the other path is like the short way. But many times, that short way means an evasion of ourselves, and actually, we are trying to avoid a lesson that is very vital for the next part of our journey. So I'm going to put examples about this. The first one could be, let's suppose I am ending a relationship and I don't take my time to grieve that relationship. I think I already talked about this. But if I jump immediately to other relationship because I don't want to feel the emotions that are coming, I don't want to go through the grieving, uh, I could be in another relationship, but I'm going to bring with myself all the lessons that I am not taking to that relationship, to that new relationship. In fact, I am pulsing repetition when I'm doing that. So it's important to take our moment to understand how the things worked, which was my responsibility in that relationship, and to do the grieving because that's the way we are growing emotionally and in every way. So other example, I already talked about this in the video of the illusion of frontiers. I'm going to do a short resume, but I had a conflict with the authority in another country, which was not Argentina. So in short, I was having this conflict, and this institution, this person offered me to go out of the country in an illegal way, and I took the other path that was so much tedious, so much more tedious, and it wasn't a pleasant one. But I intuitively understood that I had something to learn about that. And in fact, I had a big healing with my father that trip represented at that moment. So if you want to understand better this story, I'm going to leave the video. I don't want to repeat all over again. But I choose the long path not because I was respecting the human system, but because I knew that I had to learn something by taking the path that required me more patience. So I'm going to put other example with this. And many years ago, I worked in a place and I was hired for in a role leader. I don't like the word boss, but I was hired for that. So I had many people in charge, and there was this one person that I had a conflict with, and there was nothing I could do to get the things better. I couldn't achieve harmony between us, and this person didn't like me at all. I didn't feel that way, but then I started to feel anger too because I couldn't solve the conflict, and I have a lot of other pressures. In fact, it was a very challenging time for me, but I learned a lot of things, and I really wanted to quit. And other people offer me to move that person to other place so I can get rid of that conflict. But again, I understood that that was not the path. So I chose to approach that person with hand on heart, and I told that person, how can I do to make you feel better and to solve this conflict and for you to stay in a better place. And it's important to say that we had a psychopath boss. So he was very manipulative with all the things that were occurring at that time. So I told you that I had several experiences with psychopaths and narcissists. It was like the big lesson of my life. And I talked with this person, and finally we solved the conflict. And in fact, she was very like my mother, and she was going through a similar story like my mother. So I was feeling anger because I was projecting my mother on her too. And I think she was doing the same with me. She was in a projection, of course. And we could finally solve the conflict, and we could talk about very deep things about our lives, and we share very profound experiences. So not only we could solve the conflict, but also I could recommend her some things for her spiritual path, because I was already on my spiritual path, but I didn't know what my purpose was. I wasn't very clear about that. So what I'm trying to say is that many times we shouldn't choose the shortcut. We really want to get rid of the things, and or we want to solve it rapidly, quickly, because we are in this acceleration culture. But it's not always the answer to take that path, because we are trying to avoid ourselves when we do that. And back to the example of the relationship that is ending, and if I am trying to jump the grieving, I am going to experience a situation with a bigger shadow, just to take accountability of what I didn't learn before. So I don't think this apply for every situation in our lives. But we will know the answer, of course, on the inside. I just wanted to share this story just to understand how many times we have to take the tedious path, the long road, and do all the job, all the spiritual labor that life is presenting to us. And many times that requires patience and perseverance and things that are difficult for the ego, but that's the better way in order to build solid things inside of us. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to end the video here. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.